Macaco. This is Macaco Tamerice from Damanhur. We are so delighted to have you here. Maybe just say a little bit more about where you're from, where Damanhur is, what it is, and how is your community experiencing the COVID-19 crisis at this time?
Yes, I'm living at Damanhur. Damanhur is a very big community, the biggest in Europe, and it's an eco-village that has been existing for 45 years. And I have been living there for 27. And at the moment, let's say, the community is in Italy. And I think that our way of dealing with the coronavirus is quite community-like. So to say, we are about 600 people living completely inside the community. And these people are split in smaller groups that we call nucleos, or families that have their own houses and their own territories. So what we have done is that inside our nucleos, we keep distance and so on, but we have a pretty normal life. While we don't have any visitors at the moment, and we don't have a direct communication between the nucleos, which is not online. So we have lots of communication going on online. We have everything online. Our evenings, common evenings, are online. So we have several Telegram groups and WhatsApp groups so that information can flow all the time. But I think, and one person every day of the nucleo is going, not every day, but just maybe once a week, is going out to buy some food, and when it's necessary to buy food and to buy other things. But you know, here in Italy, we are quite restricted. We are actually very restricted. So we really try to go out at least as possible, as less as possible. And let's say, I think that on the one side, we have many protocols in place that we have had for over 20 years. Because in Damanhur, we have always been trying to be prepared for everything that might happen. Because we think that maybe if you're prepared, things don't happen anymore. In this case, they happen despite our preparation, but sometimes this is how it goes. But still, we are prepared. And so we are, we are quite prepared. And this means that it does not strike us so hard, and it did not strike us so hard. Of course, it's very tough to be restricted so much. And thanks God, we all have our territories where we can walk on and where we can do things. Because I would not like to, I mean, I can imagine what it's like to be if you are in a city or somewhere, but it must be really difficult. So I'm very glad I feel blessed to live this moment in community. And I think one thing that is really interesting that we did is that in order to, because the financial impact is the worst, of course. I mean, we live also in big parts from visitors coming in, despite having a good community economy, and in the same time, in this moment where no money comes in from outside, so what we did is that we went back to a period that we had in the beginning of Damanhur over 45 years ago, in which we had income sharing, a total income sharing. Now, these last years, we had a partial income sharing, but everybody has their personal money, and then we share lots of expenses at the base. But now, for this period of time, in order to leave nobody behind, so that everybody is involved and nobody needs to make debts or something like this, we went back to a complete income sharing again for the next few months. And I think this is quite a very strong thing, but it really, I think I'm very proud of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it shows a huge level of solidarity. It's amazing to be able to look after each other in that way. Wonderful. And, you know, we were originally going to speak about the climate crisis, right? So maybe you can just say, from your view in Damanhur, what are the interconnections you see between the COVID-19 crisis, the climate crisis, the global inequality crisis, and even the extinction crisis? You know, how do you see the connections?
I feel that the COVID crisis came right in the middle of where the world became more and more aware about the climate change and about everything that is happening, and it is kind of distracting from this on the one side. So I feel that on the one side, it's really like it became so important that everything else went into the background. And this, I'm not sure how healthy this is for our world. And I really hope that we will go back to be aware about the climate crisis and the extinction crisis and the inequality crisis and all that, you know. So I feel that on the one side, it has been a, let's say, a back posting. But on the other side, I mean, if I look at nature and how happy nature is about our stop, or our human almost stop everywhere. I mean, like in Milan, in the big parks, rabbits and all kinds of animals coming back, you know, and squirrels and so on. And I heard that in some of in the seasides, in the sea of the Mediterranean Sea, dolphins came back to the harbors, and you know, so in China, clear blue sky. So in several cities where they haven't seen it for a long time. So I feel that on the one side, this coronavirus also shows us that we can do differently. So this is also one of the things, of the opportunities I see in this crisis with the coronavirus. Because of course, when you're hit by a big crisis, it's always, in the beginning, you always see more the things that are not so, that are challenging, you know. But it's also very important, especially also from Damanhur's point of view, to look at the opportunities that this brings. And I must say that our community spirit has never been so strong. So I feel that this is really enhanced a lot. And I feel that all this, that's showing us that we can do differently. So maybe in the future we can do differently. And life will not just go back to business as usual, you know. So I feel these are the opportunities that also lie inside of this moment of time, and solidarity all over. I heard so many really incredible stories, from creative stories here in Italy, all the people playing music in the same time from their balconies, to connect, you know, just not to lose the connection, to solidarity in the neighborhoods. So I think there's a lot going on everywhere. Yeah. So.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Wonderful to hear the short window into your life and into the community of Damanhur.